the African champions, as they qualified as the lead team for the World Cup this year, beating Zimbabwe in the final up against the Spartans of Botswana. Lots of expectation, Zam, of the Ugandan side, none other than Okarach himself.
Indeed, Michael Okarach taking over the captaincy of the Ugandan team. He's been officially announced as the captain for this tournament and the Commonwealth Games as well. He's taken over from long-serving captain Eric Kasita, who's decided to go and pursue further studies in the USA. So Okarach has a fantastic opportunity now to show what he's done. He's a seasoned player, and we're going to see how they play today. It's the first chance to see them today, Dirk. Definitely, as you said, they have been showing a great deal of promise. They are one of the up-and-coming teams in Africa. It looks like East Africa is definitely out to make rugby sevens their own. Uganda's got an important tournament coming up in the Commonwealth Games, where they're pooled in Pool D with Fiji, Wales and Sri Lanka. So that Fiji and Wales game are going to be hard for them. So definitely experience and preparation are key for them.
Regardless of how difficult those games are, the perfect opportunity for African countries to make an entrance into the world circuit. And we have seen a little bit of Uganda previously. They played in the Dubai Sevens. They played in Cape Town as well as a recipient of that opportunity after winning the Africa Cup. And straight away, some great running rugby from the Spartans of Botswana. A nice little pop. And still going into the 22 now. Botswana on the attack. Something that they struggled with against the Zimbabwean Steelers. Still going, but they've allowed the Ugandans to just regroup a little bit. Now just 10 meters short. This would give them a lot of confidence if they can get in here for 5 points. And sort of running out of a couple of options as the Ugandan defense stands strong. But key, which they struggled with in their first game, was retention of the ball. Still going, and he will go all the way. A fantastic try from Pride Nyamani, who gets over for the first try.
That was well worked by the Spartans, keeping the ball in hand. At one stage, we thought that they were drifting too much and running out of space, not getting someone to come in and straighten the line. But that's great opportunity, well worked by the Spartan side. As we mentioned earlier, this is their first major tournament, an opportunity that they're coming in.
Correction there. It was Brighton Chinyanya who got over for the try. Just a question on why all their jerseys have a big 4 on the back. Every single guy's number 4.
We've got to look carefully under the number 4. It caught us off guard earlier on in a previous game, but look carefully under the number 4.
Well, thanks for the head up, sir. Right, so a great start to the game for Botswana, as Uganda, who are maybe not star-studded. They'll have some youngsters here on this trip to Zimbabwe as they try and develop their player base, but nonetheless, they've got a lot of experience in the side, and straight away the Spartans putting them under pressure. That's a nice strong run up the middle, and good recycle as well. So nice quick ball. They try and get it wide for the fast runners. It's relentless now from Uganda, and the Spartans, you can see they're a little bit tired. They come the near side again. And there's that little bit of space, and a good tackle as well, not allowing the offload. There's the overlap. Captain, ball in hand. He's a big lad, and he's got enough pace as well. He'll get over for the first try for Uganda, will Michael Okarach, and he will draw scores level here in Victoria Falls.
Indeed, that's a captain's try. Okarach scoring in the corner. Very good ball retention by the Ugandans. If you look at them, they're tall and gangly, but they are very physically strong. A lot of work that they put into their strength and conditioning program, and I think we might see the Spartans start to struggle on those one-on-ones, particularly with the physicality that the Ugandans are going to bring to this game.
It's sort of something that we spoke last year, Zam, about, like you said, that physicality. He's just the captain going over the try line again. He's a big lad, and when you're under pressure and the legs are tired, sometimes that little bit of physicality or the ability, the strength does help. And maybe one area where the Botswana team and Lesotho as well struggle a little bit. Their skill set's not too bad. They're good on that side. But the strength and that kind of side is something that they're going to have to work on.
You can never ever underestimate what strength and conditioning does, and having a good S&C program is essential in the modern game. The East Africans have definitely taken that on board. We can see that in the strength of the Kenyans and the Ugandans.
Good hanging kick on the restart for Uganda. The chase could have maybe been a little bit better, but it will play into their favour as Botswana have been pulled over the touchline, and it will be a Uganda throw-in on the opposition 22. Chance to get this back line running again. Now they come straight down the middle. Support play maybe not as good as it should be, but that's a very strong run from Ruweza, as they will get over for their second, and this time an easy run in for Solomon Okia. It's just a little simple dot down, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're pulling the Botswanas wide and found wanting lots of gaps for the Ugandans.
You know, we're talking about how important the offload is, and if you look at the Ugandans, they are very particular about when they'll offload. You've got the player coming in and running a great line, looking for those gaps, looking for the opportunities. But when they see the chance to take on the man one-on-one, they're more than happy with it, because we know that they're big physical boys and they're ready to take on the challenge. And it was an easy score in the corner at the end because they'd sucked in the Spartan defense.
No, the kick unsuccessful. Sam, I guess the question is, and without being critical on the African teams, but we have African sides that will then go and qualify to get core status, go to the World Cup, represent in Dubai and Cape Town. The gap's still a little bit too big there. Surely these kind of tournaments is what will close those gaps for African
I think it's
countries.
absolutely essential, Dirk. It's a cliche, but there's no substitute for experience. Having the opportunity to play in a tournament that lasts 2 days gives you that chance to understand what's necessary, and always remembering that it is a game of 14 minutes and 2 halves.
Well, there's a great little bit of run there from Chinyanya, and just penalised for holding on. Referee might pull the cards out here. And as the pressure tells on the fitness and conditioning, that's what comes in, not retreating the 10. And to add insult to injury, it means now that the Botswana Spartans will be down to 6 men.
Yep, looks like James Vambe has come off. Discipline is a key aspect of the game. Like you said, guys are a bit tired. They want to slow down the game, but the Ugandans want to take the game to the Spartans.
Well, the hooter goes. One last chance for Uganda. A great little step from Timothy Kisiga, and he will get over for another Uganda try. So after a great start by the Spartans, the last 5 minutes have been all Uganda, and they will take a very comfortable lead going into the half-time. It's 15 points to 5 with a conversion to come. You would have expected it was easy. It is. And half-time score here in Victoria Falls is Uganda 17, Spartans 5.
Started off the game with the Spartans in control. They got the first try, but as it wore on, we could see that the Ugandan strength and their superior experience was better. If we look at the stats here, Uganda with 12 tackles made the Spartans definitely making those 18 tackles. But tackles missed, it's very interesting that you see that both teams have missed equal number of tackles there. If I was one of the coaches there for the Spartans coach, I'd say, guys, heads up. This is a big stage that we're playing on. You've done well. Hold your defensive pattern. When you've got the opportunity to play with the ball, run at them, because you've seen that if you run at them, you can score the try like they did early on.
Well, key in those stats as well, Zam, was that 3 visits to the 22 by Uganda and scored 3 tries. So it's key as well in sevens is that when you do get into that 22 that you punish the opposition. They've done that. So after a bit of a shaky start, Uganda, they've definitely come back. It'll be a lot more comfortable little huddle there than the other one, which is the Spartans, where, like you said, your coach is trying to get a team to dig deep, They had a man in the sin bin for not retreating 10. And you've just got to try and find something within the side that will spark them. Maybe a try, a really good tackle, a great defensive effort, just to keep the side in the game.
Yeah, and I'm sure the Ugandan coaches told them to stick to their game plan, stick to their patterns, don't be rushed into making decisions. And we've seen that when they play their methodical and deliberate game, looking for their offloads, they definitely have the opportunity. Like you said, got into the red zone 3 times and it resulted in 3 tries. If they stick to that pattern, stick to that play, I'm sure they'll get the rewards.
So second half about to kick off here in Victoria Falls. Day 1 of the Kwese Vic Falls Sevens. The weather's actually turned out great for the players. It's not too warm. Oh, he's missed the catch on the kickoff, and straight away this is exactly what the Spartans needed. Their man from the sin bin is back, an opportunity out wide, and they will get in for the first score of the second half. Yeah, just trying to see who that is. It looks like Adrian Zerevesha.
Well worked try by the Spartans with capitalizing off an error that was made by the Ugandans, the kickoff. And in sevens, you've got to take your opportunities. They took their opportunity there, and it ended up being a simple try, just through the hands to the winger who scored on the far side of the field.
Conversion is unsuccessful, but nevertheless is exactly what we spoke about at the halftime break, is how do you get your team back in the game? And we said it's got to have that little bit of individual brilliance. On that occasion, it was just simple rugby from the Spartans. They won the kickoff, the restart, they recycled it, went wide, and a nice easy run in for the Spartans.
Take your chances and it's game on.
There's another mistake from Uganda. So the last play was off the kickoff, and then this one, a forward pass.
A lot of people look at set pieces and restarts as just an opportunity to restart the game, but they're crucial in the sevens game. Gives you an opportunity, a nice platform to build on, and you can even score tries off first phase. Let's see how the Spartans do with the scrum.
A little bit messy from the Spartans. They'll have to regroup here and rebuild. They've gone a little bit backwards and lost momentum. And now looking for that little bit of space. I need to get some width on the ball. There's the try scorer. The ball in hand, and the defense is very good from Uganda. They've pushed them back all the way to the halfway line, but nice and patient. They're not panicking. Botswana throwing the ball around, and absolutely dumped, but he has a little bit of space. Where's the support play? And, there's a little bit of loose ball, and the referee will call a knock on.
Unfortunate there for the Spartan side. Looked like they were taking a measured approach, like you said, Dirk, not panicking when they had the ball in hand, looking for those opportunities. The defense by the Ugandans coming out and rushing up and forcing them backwards, but the Spartans regrouping and looking like they really want to play some rugby in this half.
I suppose the physicality comes into play as well when you're trying to hold the ball up, because there's an element of physicality required to do that for support.
Without a doubt that the difference in the strength of the two sides has been telling.
So a scrum on their own 10-yard line, and that's a great little bit of pressure from the Botswanan scrum half. And it looks like Uganda have carried it over the try line.
Looks like the referee's going to consult the in-goal.
I think he carried that back myself. Ah, he says 22, so maybe he was over.
Just shows you once again, Dirk, how crucial those restarts are. It was a scrum by Uganda, but the good pressure that came on by the Spartans gave them an opportunity to go into the 22 of the Ugandans and score a try. And now we have a mistake. You've got to capitalize on those mistakes.
Well, the play's all been in Uganda's half, and that's come from 3. The first one was the kickoff with the intercept. The second one was a forward pass, and then this restart from a 22 dropout, which is just basic rugby skills, has now allowed Botswana attacking opportunity, middle of the field on the opposition 22. There's that little bit of space. It looks like our try scorer Jadwang, he'll get over himself, And that's a great score. It's been all Spartans the second half, their second try, and slowly pulling themselves back into the game. Conversion to come. It could be 17 apiece.
Oh, well worked try there, taking opportunities. Looks like we might have an upset on the cards here. Who would have thought it before this game? Uganda, an established team that had the opportunity to play on some World Series tours. They were there in Cape Town last year, and we've seen them in the Safari Sevens when they won the Africa qualifying tournament, and they're going to the Commonwealth Games. Whereas you've got the Spartans, a side that is an academy side that is only playing their first major tournament here today.
Well, I think it's fair to say as well is that Uganda have only got themselves to blame. They've been pretty poor in the second half. I'd like to think with the amount of rugby that they have played that they'll come back from this. But 17 points are all. Who would have thought that at half-time? They were really under pressure, were the Botswana Spartans. And that's fantastic defensive work, using the touchline as that extra defender. So really doing the basics here, Botswana.
Indeed, indeed. The touchline is that eighth man on the field. If you know how to utilize with that defense, that you come up with a rush and force the drift. People, the Ugandans here, just running out of space. And with just over a minute left, Dirk, this is going to be an interesting run into the end. It could be coming down to a golden try, with the next try possibly winning the game.
Well, you'd expect Uganda to have the experience in these pressure situations. There's the captain. We haven't seen much of him in the second half, and he takes responsibility for his team's performance in the second half. A first look of them in the opposition's half, over the 10-yard line now. That's good defense from the Spartans. I just need to hold up here, and they need to be patient, do Uganda. There's that little bit of space. Where's the support now from the Cranes? He might not need it, as it looks like he will go all the way. I think he might have dropped that ball. There was the winning try, Zam.
My goodness,
and
my goodness.
I think the knock-on has been given. What a great bit of defense. Not giving up the Spartans. Was very easy to assume that he was just going to score a simple try. Held up, and in the end, dropping the ball.
I would have bet my house on Timothy Kisaga scoring that try there in the corner, but it just shows the resilience that the Spartans have had and not giving up at all, working and forcing the... Look at that. Great work there. Very good work, which resulted in a knock-on and an opportunity for the Spartans to break back.
I think we should take back the call that maybe the Spartans aren't physical enough. He's not physically holding him up. There's a mistake. Tap and go. Probably not 10 either, the Spartans, but the ref has called play on. Hooter goes. This will be a crying shame if Uganda will get in. It was that man himself who dropped the ball, and Kisinga will get the winning try here on the final hooter.
He got a second bite of the cherry. Very unfortunate there for the Spartans, conceding the penalty, and the Ugandans simply working the ball down through the hands, and Kisinga scoring a try in the corner after he had botched it in the other corner.
Kick was elementary, but it's good anyway. And final score here, Uganda beating the Spartans 24 points to 17. But what an effort from the Spartans.
Very, very, very impressive performance here by the Spartans, and it's clearly showing that they have learned from that first game that they played. They opened us up today when they played against the Zambezi Steelers of Zimbabwe, and it was pretty much one-way traffic there. But we've definitely seen here in this game that they've learned their lessons with our full-time score here. Uganda 24, Botswana Spartans 17.